What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Geek Bites here, this baby of the Geek Buddies. I am the Outlaw John Rocha, joined as always by that man right there, MK Toon. Michael Vogel, how are you?
I am good, and I am ready. It's Avatar Day. Let's do this thing. I'm stoked. I'm ready. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm mostly excited.
Well, 98% excited, 2% scared, or maybe 2% excited, 98% scared. Either way, we're going to be taking a look at this first.
I don't know which one it is, but it's just crazy. It's just crazy, man. I don't even know.
Wow. But yeah, we're going to be taking a look at this first trailer that dropped here. Part of Netflix's Geeked Week. They've been dropping a bunch of stuff here throughout the day here, Michael. I don't know if you've seen it. I know you've been working, but Arcane Season 2 got a nice little teaser trailer. We got some behind-the-scenes stuff for Umbrella Academy. Squid Game The Challenge got some stuff. Shadow and Bone enter the fold. My Damon. Ultraman Rising had a pretty awesome animated trailer for it as well, and Jurassic World Chaos Theory, and more with Leo and some Chicken Run stuff. But this is the thing that they ended the day with, and rightfully so, because a lot of people have been looking forward to seeing what we're going to get with Avatar, The Last Airbender. This is a teaser trailer. They also dropped a bunch of new images for this. So this is pitched as young Avatar as he learns to master the four elements. That's Aang, to restore the balance to a world threatened by the Fire Nation. That's who the story follows, is Aang. So what are your thoughts about this? What are your feelings about this before we watch this trailer?
Whew. I mean, of all the, like, it makes sense at the end of the day with this. I mean, this is the big thing that they've done. I mean, Netflix has adapted other animated pieces into live action content before with mixed results. Avatar: The Last Airbender has been adapted into live action before with less than mixed results. I mean, like, probably one of the biggest disaster adaptations of all time. And look, the people over at Netflix seem really confident that they've cracked this, but Avatar: The Last Airbender is arguably one of the most beloved animated shows of the past few decades. I mean, it is absolutely huge. And, you know, they're also so not only is Netflix dealing with the fact that there's the shadow of the horrible M. Night Shyamalan adaptation in the past, but also the fact that Michael DiMartino and Bryan Konietzko, the creators of Avatar, left the live action production about halfway through and went back to Nickelodeon to start Avatar Studios, where they're doing a bunch of new animated content. So everyone has been anxiously awaiting this for a lot of reasons, me included, as you can tell from my fabulous flying bison hat. So I'm really curious to see this first look and see, does it feel like Avatar? Does it not feel like Avatar? Am I excited? Am I scared? And also, I'm really interested to watch it with you because as much as I know about Avatar: The Last Airbender is about as much as you don't know.
It's 100% the truth. Yeah, I was not going to do a trailer reaction for this out of honor and respect for the property, but then I texted you and said, yeah, let's jump on this thing and do it. And here's the cast.
I technically said, I just woke up from a nap. Can you give me a few minutes to wake up? But yes, thank you for being more polite in my actual response.
That's true. Gordon Cormier is playing Aang. Daniel Day Kim here as Fire Lord Ozai. Paul Sun-Hyung Lee as General Iroh. Ken Leung as Commander Zhao. Elizabeth Yu as Princess Azula. Dallas Liu as Prince Zuko. Kiawentiio as Katara, and Ian Ousley as Sokka. So a lot of these characters that you know, animated-wise, and of course, some people saw in the M. Night Shyamalan here. This, where do you like? What do you just want to see from this teaser trailer before we watch it here in just a couple of seconds?
You know, it's really funny. Like a lot of times when you have an adaptation, you're like, I don't want to see the same thing over again. I want you to give me something new. In the case of Avatar: The Last Airbender, just because we got so burned by the M. Night Shyamalan, like, I want this. I'm like, show me the show that I've loved my entire life. Half of my entire life. But live action. Like, I think I absolutely...
to the max.
Yeah, I absolutely assume that. I mean, I believe the first season on Netflix, like most seasons, are 8 series, and the first book of Avatar is like 20 some episodes. So there's gonna have to be liberties taken. But for the purposes of this trailer, show me Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay, well, let's not waste any time and show ourselves The Last Airbender. Let me bring it up here onto the screen here. This is the full, and let me take down our graphic here so we can see it together fully. And let's get into it here. Avatar: The Last Airbender official teaser trailer from Netflix.
Time.
Okay. Sozin's Comet.
Time is a funny thing. The past.
Wow.
The future.
Hey. You don't know what that is. Well, you don't. But...
It all gets mixed up.
Ooh.
There's only one way to keep it straight.
Warrior.
Always remember who you are.
Oh, wow.
Appa! Momo, okay.
Oh, wow. That's smart. Oh.
Okay. All right.
All right. There we go,
That was
Michael.
all right.
Awesome.
All right. Well, I got some chills. So that's I mean, okay, that was a good trailer. We talk about this a lot on the show.
Teaser
like sometimes you
trailer.
get a good teaser trailer. As someone who's watched Avatar: The Last Airbender several times through,
Yeah.
I know where pretty much in the show most of those scenes are. Like I know what most of that is,
Okay.
like which is a good thing. Like like there's Omashu, there's like the Kyoshi warriors. Like those are like you can literally be like that's the first 5 or 6 episodes of Avatar: The Last Airbender, which given the way the series will probably pan out, that's probably the first couple episodes of the series. So everyone looks good. I mean, like they definitely spent some money on that thing.
Yeah.
They did everything right. Like,
Okay.
I don't know the voice who's talking.
Right.
If I had to guess, I would think maybe like Avatar Roku, like the Avatar before Aang, who plays a role in the series. Because if you haven't watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, Aang is the latest in a long line of avatars, and they can all talk to each other even after they're dead. But
oh wow.
yeah,
Okay.
you see you see the Fire Nation. I think some of the most important things I think the most important thing in this trailer is what we didn't see, meaning what we didn't see from the M. Night Shyamalan version. Like the actors all playing it look like Asian actors. The airbending and the firebending that we saw, I think we just saw airbending and firebending. I don't think we saw any waterbending or earthbending, but the airbending and firebending we saw looks good. The locations, whether it's Kyoshi Island or Omashu or Firelord Ozai's chamber, like literally do look Crescent Island. Like they look like they are live action representations of exactly what we saw in the Nickelodeon series. Now what we didn't see in this trailer is we didn't hear any acting, we didn't see any performances. So we don't know necessarily, are these actors good? Does it have the humor of the Avatar series? But we saw Momo, we saw Appa the Flying Bison, and they are flying. I mean, look, they definitely, as John Hammond would say, they spared no expense on this production. So I'm a little bit overwhelmed because I think it was giving me more than I thought it was going to give me. But I think I would say in the next few hours, as everyone on Twitter starts talking about this trailer, I think hardcore Avatar fans are going to be very, very excited about everything they just saw. But so, John, as someone who is not an Avatar fan at all, what did you make of all of that?
Well, I thought this was pretty magical. I really liked the vibe and the feeling of it all. As you said, the locations, I think they picked the right locations, whether they're CGI'd or actual, they're pretty awesome. I also enjoyed the performances that we got in terms of the nonverbal acting that was going on with these characters, the costumes. I mean, that one dance sequence with the fans like that lets you know there's an attention to detail, the way the makeup is done.
That was a training sequence, not a dancing sequence.
Okay.
Those are Kyoshi warriors, sir. They are not dancers.
Training sequence.
think
Well, I apologize.
you just pulled a straight up Sokka right there, but okay, continue, please.
Yeah, I just to me, I'm like, but there wasn't much of the story. I don't know other than you're carrying on this legacy. Don't forget who you are. So there's universal things, right? Whenever we've seen this in numerous stories, this idea of like you may go away from where you came from, but never forget who you are and where you came from as you expand your world, expand who you are. And so I like you've got that element, but the special effects look fantastic. The vibe of this one looks like they spent the right amount of money and they have an honor and a reverence for the original source material coming through as well. And the magical animals flying through, all that stuff. There's a cuteness to it that doesn't feel forced. And I like that vibe when I was watching it as well. And the kid who's playing Aang, immediately I could tell this is someone I should watch in this show and pay attention to. Hey, he's actually a good actor playing this role. So I'm very, very excited to see what we're going to get. But a nice mixture of darkness too underneath the really cool, fantastical stuff, letting me know this is going to be a little more mature. That's what I got there. So
yeah, look, I think the real question, particularly with Aang, is are you going to have that goofiness? And I think you make a really good point in that I think one of the things that makes Avatar: The Last Airbender and Korra such a great series is there's this really great tone which balances really heavy, dark stuff. I mean, the Fire Nation is no joke. Zuko is no joke. Fire Lord Ozai is no joke. So, like, there's definitely a darkness and a heaviness in the same way that Star Wars has the Empire and Darth Vader. But there's also a lightness and a silliness. And Aang is just this kid who has been frozen in a ball of ice for 100 years and just wants to have fun and go surfing and, like, do cool stuff. So, this trailer definitely leaned more on the heavy and epic, which makes sense, because if you're going to capture that new audience, you want them to go, oh, this isn't just a kid's thing, this is serious. But the balance of that, the humor of Uncle Iroh, like some of those elements, it's going to be interesting to see how much of that is retained, or if they let some of that go and go for a more serious version for the live action. I think either choice is valid if you execute it well. I mean, I don't need to see, like I said, I don't need them to hit every single joke from Avatar: The Last Airbender, the animated series, in the live action series. It can definitely maybe go a little bit older, but I still want them to retain some of the humor and fun of those characters. And seeing Momo and seeing some of that stuff makes me hope that they will. But yeah, so now I know the answer to this question, but I'm gonna ask it. It is November right now. You have more than enough time to watch the first book of Avatar, the first season animated, to update yourself so that you go into the live action knowledgeable. Or are you going to do that thing where you say, I feel like I want to be the voice of going in fresh so that we can review this in a balanced way?
That's a good question. We'll have to figure that out for sure, because you're right. I do have extra time, and certainly, well, not extra time, but I can make time to watch it. And certainly I've seen a lot of YouTube channels doing first time watching, so I could make a whole series out of it if I wanted to. But no, it's a good point. The idea of being the person who hasn't watched the animated series, because I think Shannon's watched some of it, so I'd be able to come in from a different point of view. So maybe I will, but we'll make that decision here off camera for sure for the Geek Buddies. All right, any final words, Mike, as we wrap up this trailer reaction?
God, I hope they got it right. This trailer makes me I'm more excited than scared now going in. Like, this trailer got me excited. It looks beautiful. It looks like they got it right. It looks like Avatar, but good trailers do not always a good series make. So let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that they nailed it.
Absolutely. Well, if you like the trailer, didn't like the trailer, let us know down in the comments section below. Follow Michael Vogel at MK2 and follow me at The Rocha Says. Make sure you subscribe down below as well and hit a like on this video and share it on your social media. And we'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode of the Geek Bites, brought to you by the
Geek
Buddies.
We'll work on that.
Hey!